Hello, welcome back to BSLIVE. In this episode, I want to try this new version of Feather 3D app. It's actually now available as an app on the iPad. So let's take a look. First of all, this is the official announcement of Feather 1.0. It should be available for the iPad as an app, but also available as a web app for other tablet or stylus. So you just go to the website and let me show you. Okay, earlier today, this is the iPad. Okay, this is my iPad, and earlier today I made this really like rough scribble of a donut. It's actually really easy to do. It's just different from the 3D that you normally think of, but it's actually the concept is the same. You just draw like a circle and then revolve it. I'll show it in a minute, but I export this into Blender as GLB, and it has all the vertex color, and you can actually render this out with different light. Okay, and then you can actually take a screenshot or render and then turn it into something else. Okay, like this donut, and I can just, for example, this one I just specify David Hockney, but I can specify different artists by Vandy, for example. Hit generate, and Division B is gonna do its job and do the AI version, so like a concept art. But this is like, yeah, again, this is just another doodle or 3D therapy that I keep mentioning. So let's give it a try. First time you use this app, you probably want to look at the tutorial from Feather team. But if you just want to jump into it like I do, let's just start. Okay, let's make like maybe a donut with wings or something. Yeah, let's try. Okay, first of all, a single finger is to rotate around. 2 finger zoom in, zoom out. 3 finger is actually to change the perspective, and then if you double tap with 3 fingers, you go into orthogonal, but it depends if you want to use that or not. But if you are in a certain axis, you double tap with single finger, you go to that particular view. Okay, so by default, if you draw right away, like just scribble like that, you create this reference plane, and you can start drawing. Let's change the stroke, and this is the result. It's gonna be in 3D. So I'm just gonna undo everything. I go to the front view, for example, and to draw a donut, maybe let's do this, like just do it really roughly. Okay, it's like that, circle. And this is like, it creates really long cylinder. However, if you go to the top view and you click on that deform, there's a deform tool under pencil on the top right. You can actually just deform this to shape a donut. Okay, remember this is just like a reference plane, and in order to complete this, okay, this is probably not completely a donut because the circle is too big. Let's undo that. Go to the top view, just, okay, deform, just draw a circle, and you're gonna deform it that way. Okay, yeah, more or less that's the idea. Go to the top view. Just gonna close the circle like that. Okay, it's not perfect, but it's okay. Just gonna have fun. Let's pick a color of the donuts. Yeah, we're gonna do the topping of the donut later. Just gonna draw a guide. Remember the thing we draw earlier, that's only the guides. The one that's being painted, that's the one that's gonna stay. Just gonna colorize these donuts very quickly. If you want, you can also create like a bowl to put the donuts. So let's try covering this area. Takes a bit of practice. I like to use maybe like just different color. This part, I mean the slow part, if you're doing an art, this is actually the most fun part. You don't always need to make everything quickly. Like if you do it procedurally, or if you use like AI and just text prompt what you want to create, you're gonna get result right away. That's like, wow, amazing, really fast. But sometimes with the therapy, you actually want to do it slower. That's what I think. So let's try it. This is the top part of the donuts. Make it as squiggly, you know, as just whatever you want, you know. But the result is gonna be 3D. As soon as you delete the guides, it's just gonna be 3D. Okay, cool. It's very scribbly, but this is the strength of Feather 3D. It's not like any other 3D app. If I have like VR glasses, maybe this is something that I will do in VR. Maybe it's a little bit different, but I like to do it on tablet as well because I'm using my real eyes and it's less pressure actually. That's how I think anyway. If you use VR for a while, maybe you get used to that. Okay, it's we got the donuts with a pink topping, very delicious looking. If you're happy, you can delete the guides. Let's also create a plate. How to draw a plate or a bowl? Let's see. You go to the front view, right? Double tap. I'm still getting used to this. I just downloaded this app a few minutes ago. So let's just draw something like that. Okay, and we're gonna go to the top view and then try to deform this. I think that's how we do it. Okay, I think I did it the wrong way. Yeah, okay, this is probably better. Let's undo that. Look at the green line and just draw something ever so slightly while the deform tool is on. Should be the bowl, but we need to colorize it. So basic blue bowl. So when you have the 3D reference on, turn on, right? You actually, whatever you paint is gonna be on that reference plane anyway. So you don't need to worry about that. So this could be like a ball, but it could be like a kind of like a water or wave. Really interesting looking design of the ball anyway. So try to cover most of the area. I'm trying, just like painting, I'm using different color. If you do this in Blender, with Blender you need to have specific material. You can't just quickly change the color. That's one thing to remember. But with Feather 3D, you have more freedom with color. You can actually change the color very quickly. For example, if I just change this to yellowish for the ball, just adding some details, I can do that. Okay, so there's some part that I don't like, that the stroke. Just delete it. Just gonna continue painting that area. Maybe I did something wrong there. There's a gap on the ball. Anyhow, it's really rough, but it's like it's quite artful. Actually quite like it. What I wish to have is maybe to save the reference guide, because every time you do the painting and then you hit X, you delete all the guides and everything. So I'm just gonna try to export this into Blender as a GLB and just send it to my Mac. Okay, open Blender, file, new, file, import, GLB, downloads. We have our donuts on the plate. It gonna comes with like separate parts. If you want to see the color, you can switch on the attributes. Okay, it's the color. Let's save this very quickly. The file size is gonna be pretty big. Donuts. Different type of donuts on a really weird looking bowl. You can there's a way to just have like a flat look if you don't want to have any shadow or light. In this case, let's create a light. Yeah, I need to have like a proper lighting setup. Just give me quickly. This is area light pointing into our donuts. Remember how each strokes is like it has different color, and with in Blender now, we can also see the color, all the variations. Maybe it's not as oil painting as we want to, but we can perhaps change that. We can try to make this as good as possible and then send it to Diffusion B or AI. Yeah, in this case I'm using AI. I don't know why, but just for the sake of the 3D therapy stuff that I'm doing. Okay, so you can do a render, but in this case I'm just gonna take a screenshot. It's very rough. It's a donuts looking on the bowl, right? It looks like a donut. So this is my iPad still running. This is Diffusion B. I will use image to image. Gonna delete this image and replace it with our own. Oh, clear. Add input image. Just the new donuts. Let's try an oil painting of donut on blue bowl by Fundy. Could be a donut, it could be anything. It's very rough, but the process is what matters. Okay, the one here, I actually like the flat look. If I could just take a screenshot without the grid, can we do that? Thumbnail, camera position, save. Oh yeah. Okay, that's without shading. That's with shading. Now with everything completely off, I can take a screenshot. This will work if you don't want to use Blender. And yeah, it's sent. Let's see. This Diffusion B will take a while, maybe a minute to generate something. Yeah, but now we can see. Okay, the blue ball part doesn't look nice, but let's take a look at the list of artists that we have. We have David Hockney, Cartoon Scribbles, let's try Milton Avery. Which artist is really good with drawing foods, for example? I don't know. Milton Avery, copy that. An oil painting of a donut with pink topping. And the options, let's input string, put it to 0.4, steps 25, that's okay. The one that's flat is probably looking more like a donut. If I go to downloads, take a look at this JPEG. Drop it on the desktop. In Blender, you can actually remesh everything and make it. You're gonna lose the color, but if I try to join everything, so select all by type mesh, Command J, remesh. There's a way actually, if you maybe 0.05 smooth shading, right click, shade smooth. Yeah, you get a 3D form anyway. If you want to transfer the color, you can use geometry nodes for that. So we actually have color right before we remesh it, so you can transfer that color into the 3D version if you want to do that. Okay, we already have result. This one takes doesn't take too much time. Generate noise. No, it's this one. Wonder if maybe we don't do that for now. Let's save this anyway. You can go to sculpt mode, or I think you can also use vertex paint just to modify the color. Yeah, you can see now it's actually a 3D object, and you can add more color or less color. It's up to you. Sometimes it's with this type of creations, you just want this to look flat. So I think the whole thing is using the same materials. Like I said, color goes into the principle. Yeah. So in that case, let's just use emission. So we get something that's completely different now. No shading, just flat. Maybe we can even use this. You can randomize each and every stroke if you use object info random, and then let's try hue, saturation value, plug this random to the hue. File, save as. Oh, anyway, the concept art or whatever we are creating here, it's continue to generate some art based on what we created here. And if you like certain design, you can upscale and you have an artwork, okay, based on what you just created using Feather 3D. So this is just like an idea, creative ideas. You can of course make something that's much better, not just like random looking like this. Let's delete this. Back to Feather. Where is the option to have the grid? If you want to draw like a wing, or for example, you go to the top front view. Let's say, Okay, actually go to the side view and then you draw like a line like that. That's gonna be the reference, right? And you go to the front view. We already have reference. We want to have like a wings, so we can draw some kind of golden wings. Wings on the donuts. If you with the reference, I believe you can use the joystick. Okay, you can select the plane. How to select the plane? Okay, you have to hold it and you move it to the back. Let's say we want to draw something like, maybe this is like some kind of monster. Okay. Donuts, monsters. Again, let's hide everything. Delete the guides, hides everything. So I wonder if we could just take a screenshot from here. Yeah, it actually works. It's really weird. Okay, we have a couple of donuts there. Change the image. Donut monster with big eyes and yellow wings by Milton Avery. So with the artist list that I got here, okay, I don't know who Milton Avery is, so it's always a good idea to understand the painter first. Okay, yeah, okay. The style, you can see it's quite beautiful actually. Quite like it. Let's pick up maybe Harumi Hironaka. So it's just random artist name, but this where we can learn about the artist and the style. Okay, this is probably better for characters, not for what we need. Hokusai. If we use Hokusai artist, we're gonna get like a cutouts design. You can see the style. It's a bit crazier, but it still tried to draw something based on Milton Avery, this artist. This is very rough. I don't know, maybe I can turn it into some kind of a fundy. In this case, let's try Hokusai first. Hokusai, if Hokusai to draw a donuts with wings, with eyeballs, how is it gonna be? How it's gonna look like? See, I can still move around donuts in the background. It's kind of cool. Yeah, it's not really Hokusai, but I kind of like this black outline. So this style is really nice. So yeah, I wonder if I should just tweak this a little bit. Just draw doodles in Procreate or something. I think if you're like a digital artist in 2022, whoever you are, like if your background is in analog painting, you want to get into digital, this is like a really great times. You have all the tools. Let's see, let's wait for one more creations. You can pick another artist Andy Warhol. Andy Warhol. Van Gogh. I haven't used Van Gogh style for a while. Okay, let's stop this. Let's do a couple more. The nice thing about Diffusion B is that you got a history, and whatever you created, it's gonna be there. Including the prompt and whatever variations and seed. So it's a good idea to always keep a note of what you're creating. When you use AI and I don't know. Okay, in Blender actually I forgot to mention, if you join everything, right, it's looking like a balloon. You can go to sculpt mode and continue sculpting as well here using grab, for example, big radius. You can adjust the donut shape, so it's like sculpting. How is this possible? Why is this working? Because the sculpt tool in Blender is pretty fast, so you can reshape the donut. This is really unusual way to create a donut in 3D because we start with scribble, but I really like this style actually. Maybe some people disagree, but yeah. Yeah, we got a lot of variations there. It's not really Van Gogh. Let's pick another artist. Paul Klee. What is Paul Klee? Looks like. So you have to know the artist name, and then okay, that's the artwork. Will it blend with our creations? We don't need to specify oil painting. An artwork of donut monster with big large eyes and yellow golden wings on a blue ball. Sometimes the prompt matters, sometimes the artwork style itself matters, but anyway, we try to kind of diffuse and blend different styles to match our artwork that's being created using Feather 3D. It's kind of fun. Maybe if I really want to, yeah, pick an angle, use 3 fingers just to have more exaggerated perspective. Okay, we have fiery looking monster donut. Take a screenshot. Okay, we keep getting that thing over there. Okay, that's better composition. Now we have a result. It has Paul Klee. Okay, this is cool. I really like what it does to the donuts and these variations. We can perhaps use that ideas. Let's stop this. Change the image one more time. Different angle. Actually, not as different. Let's this guy do the job. We can actually keep adding stuff to this guy. While this guy is generating. Oh, I forgot. Okay, the leg. Maybe if you want to add the legs, let's do that. Just draw a plane and then pick a color. This is my infamous donuts monster, if you remember from Halloween a few years ago. The spider donuts. And let's pick a different color because this is like just like painting Oh, I don't know. Maybe I picked the wrong color. Okay, that's better. Oh, it's crazy looking. Cool. Cool. Let's hide everything. We get a new design. Let's get back to this guy. Make this smaller. Pick a better angle. Take a screenshot. Okay, maybe don't do it. It's kind of tricky, slightly tricky. Back to this guy, division B. Stop this. We have some generations. It's getting really arty. Yeah, okay. Donut monster with monster spider with large eyes, many legs. Generate. Let's review our art. Paul Klee. Yeah, this one's becoming something else, but this is one of my favorite actually. You can upscale the image. Yeah, this is beautiful. Especially with the signature there. Donut monster. Let's get back to this guy. Should we pick another artist? Paul Klee is famous graphic designer, I think. Oh wow, this one is almost like I forgot his name, but beautiful artwork there. Let's wait a few seconds. It takes around a minute. Can be faster if I'm not recording. Okay. Interesting. The things about the artists and their artwork, I mean, you can pick whatever. For example, this is more like anime style. We don't know what's exactly. Oh, this one. Okay. Oh, Naoko. Sailor Moon. We can try the Sailor Moon style and whether it fits our donuts. Probably it won't blend nicely. Okay, this one is beautiful. Okay, I have to say this one is really beautiful. The one by Ernst Ludwig Kirchner. Yeah, this one is my favorite. So you can see how we kind of work in 3D. We scribble the strokes on top of the 3D objects. Maybe in the future we can import like our own reference objects. For now, it's just gonna be like this. We take a screenshot or render of that 3D because we can view this in 3D, right? We can actually take photo from the back, and we have different looking objects or creations. We can take it from the top view. If we do it from the top view, for example, if we want to move the eyes currently it's like standing up like that. If we want to just select our scribble and then this is funny, right? We can actually rotate it using the joystick and then bring it up. It's really crazy ideas. It's brilliant actually. I've never seen 3D app that does this. Look, right? Okay, maybe. Okay, I get a hang of this, you know. It's really fun tools to work with. Go to the side view, rotate the wings, bring it up using the joystick. Okay. The joystick is a very cool idea for a 3D app. Okay, now it's completely different. Once again, take a screenshot. Oh, okay, I made a mistake again. Take a screenshot like that. We have the donut. Okay, cool. See, we have some creations already clear. Last one. But we have endless variations, so it's you can really get really creative. It's almost like your brain probably gonna explode into pieces, and you just need to put it back. What you just saw. Okay, this is all the list of the artists that Stable Diffusions, or yeah, the AI that we are using here have a model. This is still pretty limited, however, but they're pretty famous artists, maybe in the past 100 years. You can pick anything, and then you can learn about the artist, and then you can see if it blends with your artworks, and then you can decide whether you like the artworks, whether you want to turn it into something else. But there are so many variations, like it's pretty amazing. Yeah, I think it's getting slower and slower. That means my screen capture might actually will stop anytime. I might go beyond 30 minutes time slot, but I'm still curious about this one artist. This one's still using the Naoko Takeuchi art style. It's not really Sailor Moon. Yeah, but maybe it has a bit of Sailor Moon quality about it. But let's try Amelia Pelaez. Just wait for 30 seconds. It's gonna be our final, but it's never really finished. Anyhow, we can always improve, change the design. Principles. There must be a way to turn this into something that's more like art brush kind of look. You just need the proper shader for that. Okay, yeah, that's the result. It's not really what I want, but yeah, that's pretty much what I want to show you. That's another quick look at Feather 3D. I really only tackle the really basic one, and I found this really fun as a 3D therapy. So Feather 3D app is really cool. I love it. 5 stars from me on the App Store. So hopefully you enjoy this demonstration, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.